So sometimes, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. Nowadays people just think that, oh, you're just saying stuff and, this stuff doesn't happen. So I talked about Assassin's Creed Shadow the other day and how we were talking about the consultants, the experts that Ubisoft was using to, for accuracy because they respect Japanese culture and their rich heritage just as much as Japan does. And I said, I guarantee you it's some like Japanese American liberal and all that. Japanese consultant used by Ubisoft and the New York Times to attack gamers over Assassin's Creed Shadows was a Sweet Baby Inc. employee. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. But this doesn't happen, right? Assassin's Creed Shadow is actually well received in Japan, and the people protesting are just Google Translate posers. Japanese journalist Kazuma Hashimoto. Turns out the Japanese journalist who made those claims is a Californian who works for Ubisoft as a culture consultant and a freelances for Sweet Baby Inc. You'd think Ubisoft, who respects Japanese culture and history, would think twice before hiring someone who spent most of his life in California as a culture consultant for Japan. Too big an ask, apparently. Ironic to think that this journo has the gall to accuse others of being posers. Doubly ironic. Go for that daily double. And hilarious that it's a Japanese YouTuber who's calling this Japanese journalist out for being the poser in this situation. Okay, so I'm guessing this is the... How many followers do they have? It's over 9,000! All right, let's... I was informed by everyone about the case of Hashimoto Kazuma, who wrote in the New York Times that Assassin's Creed Shadow was well received in Japan and that the criticism in Japanese was translated from English. Yeah. And you're, uh, you guys are going to be so surprised. You're going to be so surprised when you see this. Oh, ho, ho. What do you know? Locked. Like the coward they are. Every single time. Like clockwork. Every single time you go to look, one of these cowards they've locked their accounts. They don't want discourse. They're so proud of their jobs, and yet they never allow anyone to say anything back. They think so highly of themselves, and they think they're the smartest in the room, and yet they never allow anyone to say anything against them. They hide in their little safe space, their little hiding holes with their apple juice and their animal crackers. But this is every single time. How many times have I done this? Brought up someone's Twitter account only to find that it's locked because these people are fucking cowards. Every single time, like clockwork, you can rely. If there's one true thing in life, it's that you can count on these people to be fucking cowards. Just if you don't believe in anything else, believe in this. Believe in this. Former Sweet Baby Inc. Thank you for your important work in highlighting this attempt at deception. Wait, what's this? Zenless Zone Zero is giving players surveys every patch to get real feedback. Western developers should take... Yeah, hell, freaking, you go to Genshin Impact, and they constantly have player surveys. Constantly. Every time there's a new event, I think they usually do them about every month, because during the month you'll have multiple events that go on, and then like at the end of the month they'll give out, put out a survey like, oh, what did you think about these events? And they'll ask you what what was great about them and what could be improved, and and then just a general broad sense of, what do you think of the game in general? What do you find? Then they'll give you a whole list of like, oh, I like the exploration, I like the story, stuff like that. And it's usually once a month or so it comes out. Um, and that's the way you do it. That's how you know that you're doing it right. I try to take them as much as possible, simply because, every little bit helps. But yeah, like when I play Genshin, I love the exploration. I love being able to go back to the old areas where we've been already and finding new treasure chests that they've just decided to put there. It's like I'm walking around, I'm like, I know I've gotten every chest, but there's a chest sitting right there. It wasn't there before. And Hoyo does that all the time. All the time. Like, you'll go back to Mondstadt, and you'll just be, going on top of roofs, and you'll see a chest. You're like, wait a minute, that wasn't there before. Because they just go back. They just go back and just put chests all over the place just for you to find some more. It's crazy. And, they don't have to do that, but they do. And it gives you a reason to kind of go back to old areas, because it's like, wait a minute. If there's a chest here, there's a chest here. Are there other chests in Mondstadt? Hiding behind a bush or a building or on top of a tree. I mean, maybe I should go exploring again. And then you go around and find out, oh, hey, there are a few chests that were put around that were not there before. As for Zenless Zone Zero, I mean, it's still a new game, so obviously the most feedback they can get, the better. This DEI hirings are these DEI hirings are a golden goose. They just can't stop themselves. I know. Unfortunately, they think they're getting them golden eggs, but then when them golden eggs open up, it's just nothing but rotten crap inside. They even have the audacity, the audacity to promote the shit game at Akihabara, Japan, where Yasuke is beheading Asian people. Imagine in Wolfenstein was heavily promoted in Germany or Call of Duty in any Middle Eastern countries. Triply ironic that he just hates Japan for some reason. Hi, I wrote about Animal Crossing New Horizons and why acknowledging Japan's history of colonial rule is important to the discussion. Obviously, it doesn't cover everything. My God. Just like the unseen Japan dude from Seattle. I'm not in any way surprised by this revelation. Yeah, smell this shit miles away. I know, I've been talking about that. Of course he's a LARPer. Hopefully they explode. Not physically explode, because we don't call for violence here. But, Don't you just love when the anti-racists do blackface, yellowface, and all sorts of other impersonations? Ubisoft really thinks the Japanese are idiots. It's funny how this turned out. Yeah, Ubisoft and Sweet Baby Inc. really hates them for just being themselves. Their respected cultures and giving gamers entertainment and fun. Family fun? Why is it always California? We know why it's always California. The jokes just write themselves. I know they do. Let's see what else. Again, not really surprised. Not surprised at all. What's this? Ghost of Tsushima Kurosawa and the political myth of the samurai. The name sounded familiar, and no wonder. He's also notorious for publishing blatantly anti-Japanese hit pieces of Ghost of Tsushima and Animal Crossing, while simultaneously using his own half-Japanese heritage as a shield from criticism. Uh, Kazuma Hashimoto isn't this person's birth name and possibly taken from an anime character. Kazuma has apparently worked for Sweet Baby Inc. as a consultant for various companies. Of course. I'm a trans man who writes about politics and examines pro-imperialist propaganda and media. All right, so Kazuma Hashimoto is one of the main characters of Cheer Boys, series by Ryo Sai. He's a first-year sociology student. Okay, and male cheerleader club. Freelance narrative design consultant, Sweet Baby Inc. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, is anyone really surprised anymore? I know I'm not. I called this crap, it seems like ages ago. Basically, when I started talking about it. But, yeah. Yeah, so the person who's being hired to put out hit pieces against basically people like us speaking out against the bull crap. Yeah. Here's the fucking loser who's doing it. A consultant from Sweet Baby Inc. Imagine that. Imagine my shock. But yeah, just figure that would tickle people's fancy when they knew. I mean, I think we all knew. As I said the last time, it was like it's gonna be either a Japanese or a Japanese American, and they're gonna be liberal because people think that Japan is all, conservative type people. But no, there are plenty of people in Japan who are like, oh, we need to have more foreigners coming in, and it's like Japanese people, like normal, they're like, no, we want Japan to stay Japan. We don't want them fucking Westerners over here. Do you see what Western society looks like right now? We don't want that here in Japan. So, there's always the crazies, and I mean, this freaking person's going after Japan, and despite the fact that they're half Japanese, I mean, and why the hell would anyone go after Animal Crossing? That is like the most harmless fucking game ever. No one understands the underlining, tones of imperialistic colonialism, and it's like, yes, in a game where you play as a human surrounded by furry companions, fishing and then digging stuff up and building. Yeah. But I'm not surprised, and you shouldn't be either. Because this is what it's come down to in the gaming community, in the gaming company, just in general, media in general, movies, TV shows, video games, comic books. This is what they do. Because it's not about making games anymore. It's not about, unbiased opinions from these journalists. No. They clearly have an agenda. And it's pretty obvious what agenda it is. So, but yeah, just thought I'd show you. And of course, as per usual, they're cowards. Every single time I cover a person like this, they always have their crap locked because they're cowards. They like to think they're the smartest. They think they're so high and mighty, and then they start getting criticism. And then they start having mental breakdowns because they're so freaking sensitive, and they got their little fifis hurt, and they haven't been prepared for the real world, that they go into protective mode because they can't handle that freaking criticism. Like, oh god, people are saying mean things. What you're gonna be a babbling brook? You want to be a babbling brook? Go somewhere else. You having a hard day? I'm having a hard fucking life. Go cry your tears somewhere else. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.